G'day, I'm Jeff, and today we're going to be having a look at the Pixel King TTL triggers. We're going to do some tests and see how they perform. So let's have a look at the product. Come in a nice little soft bag here. We have a transmitter and a receiver. We also have in the bag a USB cable and a couple of PC sync cords. So you can use these to trigger studio lights and any other light using a PC sync. You don't have to use the hot shoes on the trigger. So we have a transmitter and a receiver. They look identical on the top. The difference is this one has the hot shoe for mounting onto your Canon camera, and this one has a cold shoe with a 1/4-20 thread to mount onto a light stand or a flash holder. So if we just have a look at the product, we have an on-off switch on the side here. We can turn that on. And down this side we have our group sets. We have a group button, so we can adjust the A, and then move to B, move to C for the groups. Or we can do A and B, A and C, B and C, or A, B and C. So with one transmitter, you can have 3 receivers. You can have more than 3 receivers, but you can put them into groups. So you have the same controls on the receiver, and you can then put this one as A, the other one as B, and the hair light as a C, or as many as you like. Build that up and then have them in groups. So you can enable and disable them from your camera if you want to not use the hair light or use hair light. And that's great if you're shooting without an assistant or you're in a rush. It gives you the ability to control the light without having to jump around and turn them on and off. Similarly, on this side, we've got channels. So we've got A, B, and C, and another button here. So 1, 2, and 3, 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, or all of them. So we're just going to shoot with one flash and one transmitter receiver and just test the TTL out there and show you how that works just with the one. So that's your group controls, your channel controls. On this side we have a standard PC sync port, again to connect to a studio flash, so you don't have to use them as a TTL trigger, you can use them just as a wireless trigger. And here we have a USB port. So these were released around mid-2011. Obviously, after mid-2011, there will be new DSLRs released, such as the 1DX. This can be firmware upgraded to be compatible with future Canon DSLRs. And then on the front here, we have an AF assist. If you're shooting in low light, you'll know that if you're shooting with a 5D or a 7D, often in low light you'll have trouble locking your AF onto your subject. And you'll have your lens hunting forward and back trying to find it. So this little AF Assist LED really helps you get a better lock on your subject. So that one sits on top of your camera and projects out on your subject, helps you get the AF Assist quicker. So let's put these on a flash, put it in a softbox and do some shooting, see how we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, we've got a Yongnuo 565EX, which is a Canon compatible TTL flash. You can also use your 430EX or your 580EX or any of the older speedlight flashes that have got Canon TTL. So we're just going to mount the hot shoe onto there, lock that on, and then we're going to mount this onto a cold shoe here on the softbox. Now, because of the depth of this, it's not going to fit, but that's fine because we can just mount it sideways. Slide that in, lock the cold shoe in, and then we can just twist this head around. Now that's a little bit high, so we're just going to bring the softbox up a little bit so that we're sitting in the middle. And then we're just going to move this in a little so that we've got a nice positioning. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to mount the transmitter onto the camera. So I can grab that camera, and again, simply mounting the transmitter onto here and locking that down. Now the camera will actually see this as a flash on top. Even though it's here, this is going to wirelessly transmit the TTL information to here, and we can adjust the settings of the flash through here, and it will wirelessly transmit that. When we shoot the camera, it's going to do a pre-flash through here onto our subject. We're going to measure the light through the lens, thus the term TTL, and then when the flash actually fires, we're going to get a correct exposure. So let's have a look at some of the settings we can do in the camera, because we can do exposure compensation. Anything you can do with your camera on here, we can now do, anything we can do with the flash on your camera, we can now do with the flash off camera. So let's have a look at the settings inside the menu. Okay, so if you go into your Canon menu, we're using a 5D Mark II here. We're third last menu from the right. We're going into external speedlight control, then we're going into flash function settings, and then we've got flash mode. Now currently we're in manual flash, and we've got a little M showing here. We're in second curtain shutter sync. We've got our little curtain symbol there. So what we're going to do is just switch this to ETTL. We press that. Now, when I half press the shutter, that's going to tell this to send the signal. You'll see a little blue flash here, and you'll see the receiver pick up that signal there, and now we're in ETTL there. Now we can adjust the zoom, we can adjust the f-stop, all the settings will transmit across to the camera if I, across to the flash. So if I just say adjust the zoom, you'll actually hear the zoom change. If I make that say 80 millimeters, half press, you hear that? Now we're at 80 mil. So it'll transmit all the information that we want. We'll just put that back to 50. And then let's do a test shot and see how well the TTL comes out and how well the shots are exposed. So let's grab Minnie. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a control shot. We've turned off all the lights except two, just so we've got enough light to capture the video. I'm going to turn the trigger off so that it doesn't fire the flash, and we're going to take a nice shot of Minnie Sha in the shadows. Okay, and now if I turn the flash on, and we take a couple of shots here. You can see the nicely exposed shots we're getting there. I'm going to drop the book down just a little. Beautiful. Great. Awesome. All right. That's the Pixel TTL triggers. Will work just as well with the Yongnuo TTL flashes or the Canon TTL flashes.